Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So in the last episode I asked for some challenges that I could add to this world, so things that I could do throughout the series. And I read through the comments and there were a few that I liked, and I've actually added one to the little chest here. So if I open it up you can see in this book right here, the survival challenge, get all of the achievements. So on Xbox, I think it's the same on PlayStation, there's quite a few achievements that you can do. So once you've done them, you unlock them and you get a little bit of gamer score. And this one's from a guy, I can't really pronounce that name. And then the date it's set is on the 9th of the 8th. So this one should actually be quite interesting, and I'm quickly going to just go over to all of the achievements that I've got. Okay, for some reason I can't actually get to the page where it shows all of the achievements. So I'm just going to have to show them on here instead. So you can see these are some of the ones that I've still got to unlock. I'm not going to go through every single one, but there's quite a few that I've still got to unlock because I don't really play for the achievements, I just play the game and then I unlock some of the achievements just from playing. It's very rare that I actually go out of my way to do an achievement, but I do need to do all of these. There's still quite a few, and I assume there's a lot more that got added in the 1.17 update as well that I've not even seen yet. So you can see them all here. I don't know exactly how many there is, but you can slow the video down and pause it and whatever, and you can read all of the different achievements that I've got to do there. So once I've got all of them, I can go ahead and sign this book off and then write the date and stuff. But I assume there will be more achievements that get added once I've completed this. So I'm just going to have to keep up to date with that. Every time more achievements get added, I'm going to have to complete them as quickly as I can. There was actually a few more challenges that I like the look of as well, but I'm going to add them a little bit later in this episode. There's actually something I want to do to start off today's video. So I'm going to do it around the base somewhere. I don't want it to be too close to the base though, so I'm going to move just a few blocks over here. So I think about right here will do. So what I want to do is try and get some mob heads. So I'm going to dig a little river, so it's not going to be long, about 8 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll dig this down by 1 more as well. And at the end I'm going to build a little square. So I think about 6 blocks by 6 blocks should do. So that's 6 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll just dig all of this out, and then I'll probably dig this down by about 3 more blocks as well. Okay, so now I've got this thing here. I've added the water in. What I'm going to do now is just put some trapdoors along the side here. I think I should have enough. And then open all of these up. And then I'll do the same on the other side as well. So the plan is to get some mobs to walk over these trapdoors. And then they're all going to fall down into the water stream. So they'll walk into here and then end up right down here in the centre. So I want to get a few mobs in here like skeletons, creepers and zombies. And the plan after that is to get a charge creeper over here. So I really don't know how I'm going to do this exactly, but I want to get a charge creeper in a minecart or something, and it'll probably be hovering above this hole. And once I've got some skeletons and creepers and zombies down there, I'm going to blow up the charge creeper and then try to drop it down. So it's going to blow up down there and kill all of these skeletons, creepers and zombies. And if you don't know, if any of those mobs get killed by a charge creeper, it will actually drop the mob head. So I will get the skeleton heads and stuff like that. So that's the plan to start off today's episode. I don't really know if this is going to work, but what I need to do first is get some mobs in here. So I'm just going to walk around the island and bring some with me, and I've actually got some name tags as well. So it's just called 1, and that's just so they don't despawn. So I'm quickly just going to search the island for some mobs. I don't know why there's none spawning. And then I'm going to try and get them all in the hole. Okay, so I've got a few mobs in there now, and I'm just going to get the last one in here. So I've got that creeper in, it's been name tagged. I'm not going to bother with the skeleton and the zombie there, they're going to start burning up in a second anyway. And you can see that this creeper's going to slowly make its way down and then go with all of the other mobs. So you can see the ones I've got, and I really don't want those to explode. I did get a few skeletons in there, but they kind of started shooting me, and then they hit the zombies, and then the zombies killed them. So I don't think I'm going to bother getting any skeletons in there. You can also see that I added a roof above here, and that's just so they don't die in the sunlight. So what I need to do now is wait for a thunderstorm on the island. And this could take quite a while, so I don't just want to sit around and wait for it. I'm going to go and do some other projects around the base. And if you don't know why I need a thunderstorm, it's because I've got this trident here with channeling. So if I use this trident on a creeper during a thunderstorm, it will turn it into a charge creeper. And then I'm going to get that charge creeper to blow up in here and kill all of these mobs. I still don't know how I'm going to do that exactly. I'm going to try to make it work. and then I should get loads of zombie heads and a few creeper heads. So that is the plan, and like I said, I'm not just going to sit around and wait for a thunderstorm because it could be quite a while before one happens. So I'm just going to get on with some projects around the base, and all of these mobs over here are name tagged, so none of them will despawn. So I think what I want to do first is over here. I said in the last episode I was going to build a kelp farm. So I've got the kelp block in here and then all of the other blocks for the farms that I need to build. I think the kelp farm is the one that I need the most at the moment. So I do want to build one, and originally I was going to build one over in the farming district and build quite a big one. But I can't really find any designs that I like or things that work. The only ones that I can see that aren't zero tick farms are flying machine ones, and I just don't like them. They always seem to be buggy for me and they seem to lag or cause a lot of lag. So I don't think I want to build a big flying machine. So instead I'm going to come to the smelter room over here. I've still not decorated it yet. And I want to build a zero tick kelp farm behind here. It's not going to be a big one, probably like 4 or 5 blocks long. And then it's going to fuel all of these furnaces back here. So I think I'll just quickly build this off camera, and I'm just going to listen out for a thunderstorm while I'm down here. So if one starts, I'll quickly cut back and then I can go and see if I can get some mob heads. Okay, so I think I've come up with an idea which is going to be a little bit easier for me. So instead of just waiting for a thunderstorm to happen and then coming up here to trap a creeper and changing it into a charge creeper with the trident, instead I've just trapped a creeper here already. So this thing is in a minecart and it's also named, so it definitely won't despawn. And you can see the copper block above its head with a lightning rod above that. So I think what will happen if there's a thunderstorm, this thing will conduct the lightning, so the lightning will hit this block right here. And I think that should turn this creeper into a charge creeper. I don't know if that's 100% right, I don't know if it's like guaranteed to work or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure that is how it should work. So if this thing gets hit by lightning, the creeper should turn into a charge creeper. So hopefully that is how it works, because I've trapped the creeper now and I've set this little thing up. So now I can just stay in the area. I'm going to do a little bit more work on the kelp farm before I show you what I've got going on down there. And if there is a thunderstorm around here, this thing should get changed into a charge creeper. And you can see the little rail system that I've built. So it's pretty simple. I just need to power this lever, and then the powered rails will turn on, and then the creeper will go up the minecart track onto this dirt block right here. So that's a powered rail that's not been powered yet, so it will stop right there. And then the plan from there is to light the creeper and then quickly dig this block, and then the creeper will fall down and then blow up all of these mobs. So that's the plan. It probably won't work like that, but that is what I'm going to be doing, and I've only got a few mobs in there, but I should get a few mob heads. So hopefully this all works out, and I am going to be building a farm for this eventually. I'm going to like have it all automated and stuff. This is just temporary, it's just something I've wanted to do for a while, so I thought I'd just try it out. The annoying thing is it just doesn't seem to have a thunderstorm around here when I need one. There's always thunderstorms when I'm not ready to do this, but every time I want to try and do this there's just never a thunderstorm, so it's kind of annoying, but it's just something I've wanted to do for a while, so I'm going to try and get it done in this episode. But like I said, I am just going to get back to work on the kelp farm for a little bit before I show you what I've got going on down there. And if there is a thunderstorm, hopefully this little setup works here, and this guy should get changed into a charge creeper. Okay, so I've had a slight change of plan. I went over onto Creative World and I was just messing around with this a little bit. So first of all, I tried out what I had on here, where I had the copper block above the creeper's head, and then the lightning rod above that. And then because I was on a creative world, I changed the weather to a thunderstorm. I stayed there for like 10 or 15 minutes and nothing happened, so the creeper didn't get changed into a charge creeper. So after that, I tried getting rid of the copper block, and then I just had the lightning rod directly above the creeper's head. And again, that didn't do anything. I changed the weather to a thunderstorm and waited a while. Nothing happened. So third of all, I tried this here. So you can see that the creeper is stood on top of a lightning rod, and this does actually work. So after a few minutes of there being a lightning storm or a thunderstorm, it turned into a charge creeper. So I've done the same here on the survival world, and now I've just got to wait. It could take quite a while before I get a thunderstorm. I actually stayed over here for about 2 hours, so I was just hiding inside there, watching over, and I didn't get a thunderstorm in that time. So I don't really know what to do. I'm just going to try and wait out a little bit longer, and hopefully by the end of the episode I can get a charge creeper, and then I can go and kill these mobs. And there's actually a few lambs in there now as well. Okay, so I think we should just get on with the other things that I want to show. First of all, I'll fly down here to the little smelter that I've got. And I did say that I was going to build this kelp farm behind here, but I changed my mind and I've built it to the side instead. So I still need to do a lot of decorating around here, and then I've got to decorate in here as well. So this is just a little 0-tick kelp farm. It took like 20 minutes to build this. And in the tutorial that I followed, it was only 2 wide, but I decided to make it 5 wide. I just think it fits in a lot better here. So I will leave a link down in the description, but just remember that mine is a little bit bigger than the one in the tutorial. So I've been getting some kelp blocks over here, and I've actually been using this as more fuel. So they've all run out of fuel at the moment. So I put another stack of kelp blocks in. So I did want to use some hoppers behind going into these smokers so I could just filter some fuel in all of the time. But because that sand is there, I can't actually do that. So I need to fill these things up manually. It's not really a big deal. I'm just going to use this thing over the next few days, and I should get quite a lot of kelp blocks from that. So once I've got a decent amount, I can stock up all of these furnaces and then a little bit of storage behind here. And I shouldn't need to use this too much after that. And if anyone's wondering how I've managed to get the chests like this without them connecting to each other, it's a little bit of an old feature that you don't really see anymore, but people used to use it a lot. So this here is a trap chest, and so is this one. And the trap chests don't connect to the regular chests. People used to use it a lot for storage rooms. So back probably 5 or 6 years ago now, if you had a storage room and this was like a regular chest, if you wanted to put another chest here, you actually couldn't put one right next to a regular chest. So you had to use a trap chest instead. So if this was a trap chest and this was a regular chest, it would be fine. But if there was both regular chests, you just couldn't place this one for some reason. So this would be regular and then trapped. And then if you wanted more chests here, this would have to be regular again. So it's just weird how it used to be. So it used to be quite a common feature for people to use regular and then trap chest and then regular again. So that's what I've done here, just so they don't connect to each other. But if I just turn the farm on here and show how it works, it's a 0-tick farm. I'm sure most of you have already built these on your worlds. It's quite simple how it works. I will leave a link in the description to the tutorial. So it just drags the sand back and forth with some sticky pistons down here. And then the pulse goes upwards, and up here I've got some regular pistons. So it's very simple. It didn't take long to build at all. It doesn't need many resources or anything like that. And it gets quite a lot of kelp in a short amount of time. So this is in about 5 minutes of using this. But if you do build this farm the same as I've got here, where I've got the trap chests at the front, you can't actually open these once the farm is on. For some reason it gives a redstone signal through the hopper, and it kind of breaks something inside the farm. I'm not sure how it works exactly. But if I just pillar up a little bit with these chests, you can see that the kelp is planted on sand. And if I open this chest when the farm is running, the sand behind it will just disappear. I don't know where it goes, but it just disappears. So there is a little bit of an issue there. So I just need to make sure that I don't open these trap chests once the farm is on. So I'm just going to leave all of this stuff to smelt. And I'm not going to finish this project in today's episode because I just don't have time. I actually missed a full day of recording because I just wasn't feeling well. I don't know if anyone else is having this issue, but because I was in lockdown for so long, I didn't really go out much or anything like that. And now I'm back to going to work and stuff, and I'm always out every single day. I'm just getting ill all the time. I don't know if it's just because my immune system's not used to working anymore. It's had a year off where I've not really been in contact with any germs or anything like that. So I'm just getting ill constantly. So yesterday I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't bother recording anything. So I'm a little bit behind on today's episode, and that's why I don't have as much time to record as I did have. So the plan was to get this room completely finished in today's episode, including the room out here as well. But because I'm a little bit behind, I just don't have time for that. But I'll definitely make sure that I've got this done for the start of the next episode. Okay, so next up for today's video, I want to check a few more items off the checklist. So of course I've got all of these kelp blocks now, so I can check these off. So if I go in here, I've got the dried kelp blocks. I've also got these dirt paths. These were very easy to get. So I just placed some grass blocks down and then used my shovel on them to turn them into path blocks, and then use silk touch to pick them up. So these blocks go in the random blocks, I think it is. So you can see I've got one dirt path and then one kelp block. So if I put these in there, both of them are now stacked up to 64. Next up is some items to go in the food chest. So dried kelp is actually a food. I don't think anyone actually eats it, but it is a food source. So it goes in here. And the cooked cod and the raw cod. If you remember in the last episode, I built the Guardian farm, or at least the beginnings of it. So I've got loads of cod now. I just thought I'd check this off the checklist because I've got so much of it. And then finally is just the regular kelp, and this goes in the plants chest right here. So I've got one already, I put another 63 in, and that's a full stack of kelp. And I don't know if anyone remembers at the end of the last episode, but I mentioned that I was having a few issues with some lag. And a lot of people commented that it's because I've got the signs dyed with some glow ink. If I spin around now, I'm definitely getting frame rate issues again. So I think what I'm going to do is just change all the signs, like get rid of them and then retype them without the glow ink. And hopefully that reduces the lag a little bit. I'm just going to do that quickly once I finish recording this episode, and then we'll see if it helps for the next episode. I think earlier in the episode I said that I was going to add another challenge to this chest here, and I've actually gone ahead and done that already, so I'm going to show you which one it is. And I've actually changed this a little bit from the original comment that the guy left on my last video. So I'm going to show you the challenge here. So get 5 naturally spawned pink sheep as pets. So the guy's comment was actually to get 1. But I've decided that's probably a little bit too easy. Like, pink sheep are actually as rare as some people think, but I've challenged myself to get 5. So this could be a little bit of a challenge because if they spawn like quite far away from the base and I find them, I'm going to have to get them all of the way back to the base. I'll probably have a room for them somewhere in the base actually, so that's another project that I could work on eventually. So that's the next challenge that I've got on this little like side project that I'm doing on this series. I've also got 2 other challenges that I set for myself. So one of them is to get a netherite beacon, and the other one was a full shulker box of diamond blocks. So those are 2 other ones that I'll probably add to the chest eventually. But those are my own ideas, so if anyone else leaves them, I'm not going to credit you because I've already mentioned them in previous videos that I was going to do that. But if you do want to get a book with your name on it, just try to leave some challenges down below. Make them as hard as you want. And just try to be creative with them. Like, the more creative it is, the more chance I've got of picking it. Like, if you just leave a generic kind of challenge that other people would leave, I don't think I'm going to pick yours. But if you try to be a little bit creative and think outside the box, like things that I wouldn't think of, then you've got more chance of me picking your challenge. Okay, so I don't actually have too much time left to record for today's episode. Like I said earlier, I had a day off recording just because I didn't feel well. I didn't really do much that day at all. I pretty much just slept all day. But I do want to get this charge creeper in today's episode and then try get some mob heads. That was like the main plan for today's episode, but I've just not got a thunderstorm at all yet. So I think what I'm going to do is just stay AFK over here for a couple more hours and hopefully I can get a thunderstorm, and when I come back I need this thing to be charged. If it's not a charge creeper by the time I get back, I'm just going to do a quick netherite mining session to end off the episode. So hopefully when I come back, this thing will be charged. Okay, I was AFK here for about 3 hours. I've come back and it's still not a charge creeper, so there must have been no thunderstorm in that time. It's kind of weird because I get thunderstorms around here all the time, but now I want one, there's just none at all. So I'm going to have to do this project in the next episode. All these mobs will stay here because they're all name tagged. There's actually some more arms in there now as well. So yeah, I'll just come back to this in the next episode and then hopefully I can get some mob heads. And I did say to end today's episode I'm going to do a quick netherite mining session. I've not done one for a couple of episodes since I spent the entire episode mining for netherite. So you can see how much I've got here, so 12 blocks, 7 ingots, and then 3 scrap. So I'll be able to make another block by the end of this session, and then I'll have quite a bit to spare as well. So that's what I want to do to end today's episode. But I'm actually not going to be able to record an outro after that, because it's going to be quite late by the time I've finished that, and I don't really like recording my voice when it's late because everyone's asleep and stuff. So by the time I've finished this session, I'm not going to have time to record an outro. So I'll just do that now, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's video. Make sure you leave any suggestions of challenges because I want to try and get as many of them to do as possible, and then I'm always going to have things to work on and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other ideas people can come up with. And like I said, I will finish this project before the start of the next episode. I'm going to come up with some designs for the roof and the floor and stuff. There's still a lot of work to do in here with the storage on both sides. It might be a bit harder to do the roof in here because it's so high. But I'm going to come up with some ideas. I'll mess around on a creative world for a little bit. And this project will definitely be finished by the start of the next episode. So like I said, I hope everyone enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.